Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Making Fun of the News, where I try and find humor in at least one news story a day during the week, and then I film and upload on Sundays. If this is your first time here because you watch one of my true crime videos, you should probably turn around and go back to where you came from, unless it's Mexico and you can't get over the wall. That was improvised. So, yeah, I have an inappropriate sense of humor sometimes, and this making fun of the news is something I thought of late last year. I decided to come up with a New Year's resolution for 2022 to write one joke a day because I've been writing jokes since high school and not sharing them with anybody. But I thought, how am I going to come up with a different topic every night? So I decided to look at the news, and then I came up with this idea to do a weekly series. I mean, I'm just trying to do it to make myself laugh and other people, which sounds nice, but most of these jokes are at other people's expense, so that's not so nice. But if you like to laugh, I guess here we go. At least I'm trying. Usually each episode covers 1 week, but this week it covers 2 weeks because I had a really bad eye infection and I couldn't even look to find stories to make fun of. So this week's episode is October 24th through November 6th, and it's actually the 32nd episode I've done this year, which is crazy. So, welcome to the crazy. This past week was Halloween, when some costume stores earn 90% of their annual revenue in the week prior. No business understands this better than Hoochie Mamas R Us. I've only dressed up twice in the past 20 years. One time I had an idea, which is never a good thing, to print out a paper that said white trash and then attach it to me only wearing a white garbage bag and then go to a club and enter a contest and lose. Although I looked on the club website a few weeks later and some chick in fishnet stockings on her arms was giving me two thumbs up. So thanks, chick. So the next time I wore this so nobody could see that it was me. And now you know why my YouTube channel isn't the only thing I'm mortified by. Some people can show up on your doorstep on Halloween and look scary without even wearing a mask or a costume, but the only way Heidi Klum can frighten people is after hours of scary makeup, or if she tells them that she wants $100,000 a month in alimony, because these costumes don't pay for themselves. It'll be really funny if one year she goes as a seal. This article said Heidi was a literal worm. What's a figurative worm? Harvey Weinstein? He is slimy and going blind. It was funny because Heidi got interviewed and she interrupted this interviewer's next question because she couldn't hear because her ears were covered.
I thought that would be like a fun thing to do.
What do you think has been your
And
best?
I want to put a smile on people's faces.
Yeah, that's hilarious, Tom. Stick to true crime videos. Stick to your script. She looks like something that would have dropped out of the rear end of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And for those of you who are wondering, she didn't hold it in, but she is the new spokesperson for Depends. Heidi has been known for years of memorable outfits, from Jessica Rabbit, a bug eyed looking freak, an older version of herself, and Madonna's latest Instagram photo. Tragically, Heidi fell on the event's blue carpet and people just laughed at her and took photos without helping her up. And then Naomi Campbell came along and poured salt on her and she died. Former beauty competition contestants Miss Argentina and Miss Puerto Rico made a surprise announcement that they were married. No, not married to men and therefore disqualified to be Miss anything, but they're married to each other. So now they can enter competitions like Mrs. Lipstick Lesbian. That was a good one. They posted on their official wedding registry, aka Instagram, after deciding to keep our relationship private, we opened the doors on a special day. And I'm sure they opened some curtains that night on their honeymoon. Next, this news did not surprise some people since Miss Argentina had been previously voted most likely to cause her deeply religious mother to have this reaction when she told her she wasn't straight. I really do wish them the best, but they're 22 and 26 years old, so I give it cuatro años. A new study says that turning back the clocks 1 hour every November results in 37,000 car crashes with deer on American roads, to which squirrels said, "Hey, what about us?" The report was published in the latest issue of Bambi Weekly. 2 million deer vehicle collisions occur in the U.S. each year, causing $10 billion in damages, 59,000 human injuries, and 440 deaths. After a deer runs across the road because a hunter was shooting at it and it causes a car to drive into a tree, do you think they ever turn around and think, I think they do. Abolishing the annual time change would reduce rush hour traffic in the dark, preventing 33 human deaths and $1.2 billion in car repairs. Also, it would be 37,000 less times that a parent at dinner time would yell, "Time for some venison stew!" Yeah, I need to work on my accents and a lot of other things. Although this does look pretty good. Put the pedal to the metal. Last March, the Senate voted in favor of the Sunshine Protection Act, which would make daylight saving permanent, but it has stalled in the House. So if you're a deer and you want to save your family and yourself from getting killed, write a letter to your local representative of family values who just got a divorce. For deer, there could be no worse time of year for humans to suddenly switch their schedules. Somebody who has nothing better to do said, the time switch occurs pretty much exactly smack bang in the middle of the mating period, in particular for white-tailed deer, some of whom end up being red-tailed deer. Smack bang sounds like something I would have written. During mating season, male deer, quote, go a little bit crazy. They increase movement and are fixated on reproducing. Sounds like Club Med for deer, only in cold weather and without having to give the bartender a tip. I saw this headline about people whose job is to watch TikTok videos to see which ones are offensive and should be removed from TikTok. And since about 10 of my TikTok making fun of the news videos have been removed, I thought maybe I should read this article. I mean, I don't know why they were really removed. Sometimes my jokes can be offensive, but I did not think they should be removed from TikTok. But apparently somebody who lives in Colombia did. At first, I thought they said they make $10 an hour, and I thought, wow, that stinks. And then I saw that it was $10 a day, and I thought, wow, actually that sucks. Which there's a debate, which is worse, stinking or sucking. Next. I'm not going to share most of the content of this article because it described how these moderators are traumatized viewing these videos that are uploaded containing murder, abuse, terrorism, and a bunch of other horrible things. One of my videos was removed by TikTok because I said that an escaped prisoner was captured and returned to hell, also known as Alabama. So also, I'm not going to make a lot of jokes about these people because I try and sympathize with people who live in worse conditions than I do. Having said that, I hear OnlyFans is paying well and you can work from home. Actually, it's strongly suggested you work from home and lie on a bed. A study out of Australia suggested that there may be a link between nose picking and developing Alzheimer's. Are Australians going through some kind of supply chain shortage on Vegemite and exploring natural food sources? Imagine being a struggling actor and you tell your family, I got a modeling job. And then you have to explain, oh yeah, I stuck my finger up my nose. And the photographer kept saying, say nose cheese. I'm sure this guy wishes he had Alzheimer's and forgot this photo shoot. I want to know who is funding scientists to conduct a study where they're waiting around all day hoping that mice are going to start picking their nose. I need $100,000 in funding to conduct a study on that. Despite a lot of news outlets running this story, apparently it wasn't true. The study was just to show how bacteria can travel from the nose to the brain. The suggestion was if you pick your boogers too often, there's going to be nothing up there to block the bacteria from going to the brain. Unless you did a lot of cocaine in the 80s and there's still like stuff up there. I feel really gross being this close to this picture. I made fun of scientists for spending so much time waiting for mice to pick their nose, but this took a lot of time to make. And here I am lying inside of William Shatner's left nostril. The title of the study was really long, and I stopped reading after I saw the first word was chlamydia. I was going to do a joke about how chlamydia is called the clap, just so I could use this old commercial for the clapper. But then my friend Google informed me that gonorrhea is the STD that's referred to as the clap. So even though I felt stupid, that's nothing new. And I felt a little relieved that I did not know the actual difference. So this explanation is just my way of still being able to use the clapper commercial to end this stupid video by going like this. Bye.